Welcome everybody to game number 1 between ACCM and Peter Martel. We've got some recorded games of the round of 8 because I was unable to cast these live and want to try and get up most of the Red Cup games. So let's see, this is game number 1. We have Turks versus Italians, the map. Both players, well, ACCM here seems to be starting on a small island with some tower defense. Does have a big gold. 2 boars, some deer, stone. He could go for some fish boom here. As you can see, there's plenty of deep fish, which he probably already spotted with the scout. Yeah, he does see that he has deep fish. Only problem for him is woods. He has a small wood line over here. Decent one over here, but that's so far away from his town center to get wood. So he might struggle here. Now we're going to look at Pete Martel's map. He seems to be spawning on a better map. Well, saying that, he doesn't have the access to the deep fish. He could talk over here, but it's a bit far away. He does have the same towers on his base. Lots of boars, actually. What is this? 4 boars? 4 boars here for Pete Martel. Goldstone. Good wood lines for him. Oh, even 5 boars. What? 5 boars. Let's quickly check ACCM's point of view again. 2 boars here. Yeah, he only has 2 boars, so there's some over here, but they are so far away, which he probably will not lure in. So map at first glance looking way better for green here. Let's see what he can do with this map advantage. He is Italian, so Italians also have more HP on their ships. And Italians' gold units cost less gold. So if he goes for water, he should be able to win the water versus ACCM. With all the boars here, he should also be the first one to click up. And I'm looking at the land aggression. He will have to go all the way around over here to get some land aggression. So this left-hand side is potentially safe for ACCM. But of course, he does not know that. And even if we say it's safe, like green can easily transport across if he wants to. Well, let's look at ACCM scouting. He does see the 2 boars over here, but he doesn't know about all the extra ones that his opponent has. Actually, ACCM didn't lure in his 2 boars and is actually going for 5 on wood, so he's going for a good amount of fishing chips. Pete Martel actually the first one to make a dock. Yeah, green is actually going to be the first one to make a dog. That's really strange. Let's check his scouting here. Slower again, board number 2. If you see his scouting... Oh yeah, he also knows about the deep fish over here. So that's why he also went for an early dock. Let's check the advantages. So they... Advancing to the next stage costs less, 15% less, so we will be up first, I imagine. And dock tax costs 50% less as well. I think the extra HP on the fish was for some other civilization, which I have mistaken Italians for. Now, ACCM building a dock. Of course, his dock will probably be in a better position. Ooh. It's a really strange decision to make the dock over here. Of course, he doesn't know the map layout. Would have been better if he placed it here underneath the towers. And he would also have a way to protect his fishing chips if he gets attacked early on. So we did lure in 1 boar. And we see green already luring in boar number 3. If we look at the resource for ACCM, not a lot, using up all his food and wood. If you compare that to green's resources, actually not that much more. He has 1 fishing ship queued up. Ooh, green taking some heavy hits here on the scouts. Could potentially lame a villager, but no, he's too close to the town center. Seems like the scout is going to stay alive. Garrison again. Yeah, it's dead. He went back into the DC here. So scout's going down for green. ACCM scouting, yeah, way more of the weapon with the sheep. He knows how important scouting is in this match. Unfortunately, he doesn't know about all the advantage for his opponents. So if we look at Pete Martell, he doesn't have that much scouting, so he knows everything about ACCM's map. He does see that ACCM doesn't really have that much land, and if Green goes for a full navy, he can even pressure the town center in the village with some galleys. Fish ships being created, yeah, Green having to make a new dock because this dock was not in a good position for him. But he will be clicking up to the village first. There we go, clicking up the village at 8 minutes 32 seconds with 22 villagers. Now, let's compare it to ACCM's resources. Yeah, he's far away from clicking up the village, and this might actually turn into a quick game if Green goes heavy onto water. Because ACCM will lose the fishing ships then to village galleys, and as you can see here, there's not actually any extra food to get him up to the village. He will have to make farms. Eventually he will get the village, but then he will start running out of food. He'll have to drop down farms for food, but they could be harassed by galleys. Even though he has some time with the tower here, the towers will push away the galleys in the early village. Oh, actually being pretty smart here and already sending villagers away to the land mass. Fortunately, he didn't scout. He probably doesn't know that there's a crossing over here, because if he did scout, maybe he could have gone for a lumber camp on the left hand side here. There we go, already 2 fire galleys being queued up, and they will take out all of the fishing ships from ACCM. We have 6 fishing ships for ACCM. That's a lot of investment in those, and that's going to be really tough for him when he loses those fish. Yeah, Green now a lot of gold, getting in an extra boar. Yeah, that's so helpful for him. All those boars, he isn't even on berries, hasn't needed to take his deer, and now he's going forwards. So what can ACCM do here? He can retreat to the towers to try and keep some of his fishing ships alive, then go for his own fire galleys to counter it. But he does have less on gold, and I think you need 5 or 6 on gold to keep producing fire galleys out of 2 docks. I'm not 100% sure about all the mathematics here. Actually, really smart here. Garrisoning in the tower so he can get extra arrows to fire on the fire galley. That's a really smart move. But now the fish ships are idle, and we see a demo coming out. A demo, maybe not too efficient if you are only able to hit 1 fire galley. Okay, let's see, he will kill 1 fire galley here. Now he will have to retreat to his towers, and he might actually repair the fire galley. No, he's not repairing the fire galley. Sometimes we see player do that, repair the fire galley with a villager. But so far so good for ACCM here. I feel like Green should have been making fire galleys. He made 1 galley, but galleys aren't that strong in early village. 3 docks from ACCM. We also see 3 docks coming up from Pete Martell. But yeah, I feel like Pete Martell threw away his advantage a bit. He should have been a bit more aggressive on the water. Maybe I didn't check his resources. It could be that he didn't have the wood or gold for it. Now with 3 docks. Only has 1 dock queuing up. But look at the resources. He does have enough resources to make more water army if he wants to. I don't know why he isn't making that. And here we can see the repairs on the 1 fire galley getting in, like we said, a good demo shit there. Hitting 2 fire galleys and a galley. Oh, and again getting splash damage off on 2 fire galleys and a demo ship. And with that, ACCM is taking the water advantage. So ACCM actually looking really good here in this fight. Against all odds, he was able to for the moment now, win the water just because Pete Martell was making galleys early on. It would have been really, really different if he made 2 demo ships instead of 2 galleys here. But maybe he isn't that accustomed to the Woolulu water meta. Population 46 versus 43, so pretty close here between players. ACCM not taking good engagement there, and of course reinforcements from Green's Dock coming in, which are giving him good military advantage over here. ACCM will have to retreat, and look at this, ACCM still adding in those demolition rafts. And let's see, good shot here, killing one of the fish ship and getting some splash damage off on 2 fire galleys. So I really love ACCM's play here. Demos are being really, really important for him. And the demo ship could kill like 4 fishing ships here if he gets a good hit off. But does he want to kill the fish? I think he wants to get the water control. But even if he gets water control, Pete Martell Green here is already on the way to the castle edge. So maybe he didn't commit into water that much because he wanted to go for castle edge aggression. We will see. He doesn't have a barracks or anything. But he could go for some knights in the castle edge, and knights could totally devastate poor purple over here. Since purple ACCM does not have any military productions on land. Yeah, no barracks for him. And that could be tough. Okay, still no stable or went up with blacksmith market. What's the plan for him? Resources not looking that good like I was expecting, but of course he does have 5 more villagers, but I think that's because the fishing ships. Does he still have fishing ships? No, I actually lost all the fishing ships when I wasn't looking, so he does have a 5 villager leads. 2 villager leads, sorry, why did I get 5? I was mistaken with the population, but yeah, I should have already made like a barracks and a stable, because ACCM's actually going up to the castle is a good time, and that's mainly because he was able to keep all these fishing ships alive. He still has 6 fishing ships alive, compared to 3 from Pete Martell, who were actually not really doing anything on the left hand side here. And we see 4 dogs now. Green is going to keep going for water aggression here. I don't know if I like that move from him. Like ACCM has a scouting, like Green's base is so far forward, even if he wins the water, he cannot finish off the game with it. But if Green, with this island, ACCM is forced to go for water. And if Green goes for land, he could do so much damage, but he is going for water as well. The only thing here is, if he loses the water versus ACCM, he still has a chance to win the game, compared to if ACCM loses water, it's GG for him. But yeah, again, no demo ships for Green. He's going full war galley, fire galley, and yeah, the demos are going to do so much damage here, even without the fire ship upgrades. So if you upgrade war galley, your fire galleys get upgraded to fire ships as well. Yeah, just look at the military advantage, 11-4. 11-4 for ACCM. Look at this, keeping the 3 HP fire galley alive. Great micro from him, and he's probably going to send, yeah, look at this, 3 HP and a 30 HP H1. Going to send them back, and he is going to use a villager to repair the ship. And here we see it, finally some knights, but it should have been sooner. It should have been sooner, because at this point ACCM is already in the castle edge, and if he gets pressured by knights, he could drop down a monastery and make some monks to convert the knights coming into his base. So I think Green, yeah, he's making the correct decisions now, but he could have made them a bit sooner. See, neither fish ship here doing nothing for him. He has 4 fire galleys, and ACCM still has 4 fish, even though most of the deep fish close to his base are gone. Oh, he actually has 4 working, and these 2 are probably showing up as idle villagers. It's also, I don't know if how ACCM can wall it. If he wants to wall this off for the knights, he will have to make a dock here because of the shallows where the knights can just run across. And oh, there's actually a hole here as well next to the house. Let's see if Pete Martel can find the wood line. Yeah, he does see the chopped trees, so he could potentially pick off all the villagers here, because where is ACCM going to run towards? He will have to run towards so far to his TC. And didn't notice so far. At this point, he hasn't noticed the knight on his wood line. He's fully focused on the water here, which he has clearly won. And Pete still making fire ships. Make some demos, man. Look at all these fire galleys. A demo coming out of this dock could kill, could do so much damage, and maybe even kill 3 to 4 fire galleys. But yeah, he is pushing ACCM off of the wood line. Did kill a good amount of villagers. 4 vills dead. Might see a 5th one going down. Yeah, 5 villagers going down, and ACCM will be struggling for a wood line. Let's quickly check if he spotted the crossing here. Oh, still doesn't know about this. Oh, actually, he doesn't know he could walk across here, but he made a transport and he sent over his villagers. So he does have wood line on the left-hand side. That will be really good for him, because green has nowhere to get on this left-hand side here. ACCM going for second town center. Let's quickly check green. Green still on 1 TC here. Ooh, green. Yeah, score looking really good for ACCM. That's mostly because of the kill death ratio. As you can see, 32 to 16, and also the fishing ships, which have been helping out a lot. But I feel like, yeah, what will green do here? Losing the water is so big for him. I don't understand why he didn't go for demos. He hasn't made a single demo so far. He's going to use the monks to try and convert, but we could see a demo ship on the monk here. There we go, killing not only the monk, but also the fire ship. He did get 1 conversion in, but that's not enough to change the tide, as he loses a second monk here to fire galleys. Okay, thinking about what could be the plan for the both players. Green, do you want to boom or not? If he's going to stay 1 TC aggression, he needs to keep the pressure on. So if he gives ACCM time, the longer the game goes, the better it will be for him. So he was heavy on stone, maybe going to try and castle drop the front here, something. I don't know. But of course he does not know about this left hand side, and ACCM is going up to 3 town centers. 3 town centers for ACCM. So he will just go for a good boom, get his villagers coming out, and yeah, Turks, late Imperial, they are strong. Turks, hard civilization to play with, aren't that strong overall. They do have some strong strategies like fast imp, but that's not something you could have done on this map. But we will see how it turns out. Going to go to Pete Martel's point of view again to compare his scouting. He doesn't know anything about the left-hand corner there. But he does have most of the map control. So the entire right-hand island here is under his control, and he could maybe go out to collect the relics, get some extra resources in, because all of the relics are on his side. This one is unavailable. 1, 3, 4, and 5. So we could get 4 relics if he wants to. If he can keep the game going to late Imperial, those relics can help out. He does only spot 1, unfortunately. Only spotting 1, not doing enough scouting. Heavy on stone for ACCM as well. It's to be expected with the Turks, since he probably wants to get a castle up. Let's go for Janissaries maybe. Or like defensive castle could also help. Or even a castle for trebuchets in Imperial Age. ACCM now making 2 stables. Keep in mind he is Turks, and Turks get the option to go for camels. So we could see camels, heavy camel even from the Turk player. And oh, look at this, now he's going to spot the crossing. I think the villagers were trying to chop the tree over here from this wood line, and they were just running around the crossing, and now ACCM is going to see that it doesn't need to spend time transporting over his villagers. ACCM did stop making naval army, which allowed Green to get the navy control back at this point, even though ACCM quickly ending in more fire galleys when he was about to lose the navy, the water. Okay, second town center coming up for Green really late. Second DC, while his opponent has already been on 3 town centers for quite some time. ACCM actually managing to drop a castle over here. Where was Green? Green not paying attention. I don't know. He did have the outpost, but where were the knights? Let's check his military point of view. He actually lost all the knights. All the knights went down to the camels. Okay, it's interesting. So with this castle, ACCM is reclaiming some map control here on the right hand islands. So yeah, like I said, the longer the game goes, the better it will be for ACCM. ACCM having 11 villager leads, more army, and a way better kill death ratio as well. Population, he seems to be ahead in everything, and picking off 2 free monks here. Not too good. Green, sneaky here. Transport ship crossing here, but ACCM, I mean, this is really smart for him if he wants to start an attack from the left hand side here, but ACCM probably expecting it. He knows he's in front and he wants to deny any cheeky moves from Green, and his outpost was just in time to spot the forward villagers from Green. Immediately dropping down 2 stables will probably make some light cav or camels and will kill this sneak, I would say, sneak from Green. So yeah, a bit unfortunate for Green, man. So we know that ACCM is a well-known player. He's one of the top players of Age of Empires at the moment. Pete Martel is also a 2K player, but probably less known. And he had such a big map advantage here. Unfortunately, not making the greatest mistakes, the greatest decisions. I don't know what the plan was over here with some walls, but his villagers, yeah, he's going to lose the villagers to the night cav from ACCM, and he will lose the sneak on this side. He is losing map control rapidly on the right hand side here. ACCM will start pushing in. ACCM also way more villagers, as you can see here. Pete did go up to 3 town centers now, and he's going for Italian cav archers. Italian cav archers, of course, if he keeps going for knights, he will just get countered by the camels. So cav archers, not the worst idea here. I don't know the statistics about them. Let me check. Top ring doesn't get heavy cav archers, no Parthian tactics, so in Imperial Age they are not viable. But yeah, in the Castle Age they do get all the upgrades for Castle Age. So Castle Age cav archers for Italians, not too bad, but Imperial Age, not the greatest idea. And it seems like Green might have been able to save some villagers. Not seeing any dead fill parties at the moment, so I think these might have been the 4 that he has been able to save from this side. And when that border over here, he might have been able to transport them across safely. Green, first one up to the Imperial Age, and he is making a castle. So if you get the castle up, he can make some trebuchets, try to take down this castle from ACCM here on the right hand side. But ACCM probably won't be that far behind. Oh, and just when I'm saying it, he has clicked up to the Imperial Age. Let's see here. Said cav archers do get all the upgrades in the Castle Age, but Janissaries, just look how strong they are. Just look how strong they are. So much damage. It's insane. One of the strongest Castle Age units. Only downside is they are pretty low HP as well and kind of slow. So you need to micro them a lot. Nice. Going with another castle here. Another castle from ACCM and a siege workshop to get bombered cannons out. So it will look really bad for green here. It will be one castle versus two castles in a trap war, and also bombered cannons coming out for the third player to take down the castle. So not looking too good for green. Not seeing a lot of military being added in. It's going for university. Not seeing any military buildings go up, so don't really know what the plan is for him in the Imperial Age. It's getting more of the archer upgrades. And he could be going for Genoese crossbows. Genoese crossbows do really well for cavalry, but of course you need units, you need castles to produce them. And with only one castle, he's not going to be able to make enough of those Genoese crossbows, also because he needs to make the trebuchets. Already immediately queued up 2 trebuchets, so that's looking good for him. But I don't know. I don't know if he can still win this year. Just too far behind in economy. And the time advantage in Imperial Age wasn't enough to get like a decent amount of traps out. Because it's actually I'm actually adding embattering rams, not waiting till the Imperial Age to go for bombered cannons, just immediately adding in 2 embattering rams. Second castle now coming up from green, but too late. Also going for siege workshops behind, so same strategy for both players. Getting chemistry, so he will also be trying to go for bombered cannons. And the ram choice will be pretty nice here. They can actually pick off a trebuchet here, since green has nothing to fight versus these rams. He's going to quick wall them off. Yeah, nice quick wall from green there, keeping the rams out of his base and protecting his trebuchets versus a potential ram snipe. Okay, 2 trebuchets out for green, 2 trebuchets and 2 bombard cannons already out for purple here. And the rams, they are just going around. Yeah, like I said, they were just straight going for the trebuchet, trying to take down the castle. Sim was heavily repairing the castle. Just needs to buy time, keep the castle up. And let his bombard cannons and trebuchet do the work here. 2 more bombard cannons being created. Cav archers now going forward, but they will just die versus the castle fire quite fast. It's now 4 trebuchets for green, 2 trebuchets still not firing, but 4 bombard cannons and 2 traps for purple. That's just so strong. Both players just getting most of the same eco upgrades, and ACCM getting artillery. Artillery will give the Turkish bombard cannons and bombard towers more range. It's one of them. You can see 12 range at the moment, and that's going to skyrocket when artillery comes in there. But yeah, look at that. Bombard cannon versus bombard cannon micro as artillery +2, and there's no way that Pete Martel can call this back. And he's calling it GG. So yeah, I felt like he had the map advantage there, but unfortunately he wasn't able to use that to the fullest. Statistics: kill death better for ACM, largest army better as well, economy better. So yeah, he was just winning on every front, and that was mainly because of the Feudal Age water fight with the demo ships. Big mistake from Pete Martel there, not going for demo ships. That kind of costed him this game here.